All right, Shalom. It says we live. Shalom.
Shalom.
Let's let this pop up.
Look at this clock.
All right, we good to go. Hey, Shalom out there.
Shalom.
Hey, GMS Charlotte. Back at you with another midweek camp for the Holy Spirit. Before we get started, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, we're back with another live camp, live lesson through the Holy Spirit. We pray that this camp lesson is edifying. All right, we're indoors today due to the weather, the weather outside. So we're just going to bring it out, however long it may be. But nevertheless, we pray that it's edifying, man. So, it's a lot going on as usual. Prophecy is speaking every day. Habakkuk the second chapter, though, Terry, wait for it. It should surely come. It will not tarry. All right, so things are changing at a rapid pace. As we've been doing a lot of lessons going into the beast system. All right, it's here. They're establishing this thing. They understand, as according to prophecies, these devils don't have a lot of time left, so they got to do what they got to do. The wicked, the left hand is coming down with great wrath. All right, so it's a heavy time, man. All right, we've been warning you Israelites for a very long time about how your life in America is going to change. All right, those that want to continue to keep their hope and their trust in Egypt is going to surely fail them. Right, and Jake is seeing that now. All right, with the deportations, the imprisonment. All right, the FEMA camps that are expanding across Babylon right now. This shit is not a joke. All right, so you brothers can chime in, whatever you got,
Hey, Micah 2 and 10, man. All right, the Lord said it. Hey, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, man. Jake is finding this out the hard way. And like we've been telling our people, it's time for you to come up out of this place spiritually, and mentally, because we understand that Yahweh Shem Shah is, tearing this place down gradually, man. So as we're starting to see judgment, increase, all right, this is just an even further wake-up call for our people, man.
That's it. So we play a little video. You got some up?
I had a quick precept.
We got it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. It says, "For I think that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men." So as we're seeing, all of the pride of these scoffers, mockers is leaving. Jake's reluctance to, seek after Yahweh Shem Shai. They don't have any other out, which is what we've been telling them for the longest. You're only going to receive hope and salvation, but through Yahweh Shem Shai. It's not going to come any other way. So as we see all of these idols being removed out the way, the only thing that's left is Yahweh Shem Shai, and that's that.
Yeah, it's been set that way on purpose. Like you said, the Lord has removed everything out of the way to make sure that this truth is in the forefront, man. All right. We talked about, Jake has tried everything, the voting, the marching, the crying out, trying to, get sympathy from these Edomites, and all of that has led to nothing. Right. And now we're at the point where this devil is ready to put you tribes back into slavery and rule over you with that foot in your neck. And I want to get this real fast. Right. This is, bear with me. Matter of fact, we'll just come back to it.
I had a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and 14, just laying back on what you were just saying.
Yep.
It's Jeremiah 30 and 14 NLT. All your lovers, your allies have left you and do not care about you anymore. I have wounded you cruelly as though I were your enemy, for your sins are many and your guilt is great. Because like you were saying, all the so-called allies that Jake thought they had, from Esau and these other nations, you're now seeing that that's gone, and nobody is coming to your aid. Here it is. Trump is declaring straight up, war war on the tribes, man, and nobody is speaking on our behalf. All right, they literally telling you how they're sending you to these animal guarded concentration camps. They're dropping Northern Kingdom into the ocean. All right, they're finding bodies washed up on shore, handcuffed and beaten. You know,
Yep.
all these different things, and where's all the allies that you said you had, man? All the different nations that was marching with you during the BLM, movement and all that. Where they at now, man?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Israel's plight for real, man.
Yeah. Where's your support? Here we go. We'll play this real fast.
Thousands of federal employees are facing layoffs due to the Trump administration's efforts. Thousands of federal employees are facing layoffs due to the Trump administration's efforts with the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as.
5 people who were recently affected and are now former federal employees are sharing their stories to help shed light on the wide-ranging impacts of these terminations.
My name is Victoria Tretto.
I'm Michael Vogel.
My name is Eric Anderson.
Crystal Barnes.
Cameron Tehran, and my job title was Management and Senior Program Analyst.
A United States Air Force veteran and former federal fuel compliance officer for the Internal Revenue Service.
I was a fish and wildlife biologist with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
I'm a biological science technician for the Great Lakes Fire Management.
I worked for the Department of the Interior.
I am one of the thousands of federal workers that was laid off. As a veteran of the United States Armed Forces, I feel like this stings especially hard. I joined the Air Force when I was 18 years old. I took a tour of Iraq. I've been to a tour in Afghanistan, and I never once hesitated to do my duty. I'm not any better or more qualified than somebody that didn't serve. To be cast aside like that is reckless. It's rude.
The day before getting married, I was laid off or fired. I was a data warehouse technical lead, which I was pretty much management over contracting companies inside the federal government. I live a real life just like everyone else.
I was a federal worker who had 1 month left of her probationary period, and today I was told that I will be terminated.
This is my dream job. I went to school for 8 years to get a degree in geographic information systems and geology, and I was working to apply that to save endangered species. If the administration doesn't listen to scientists, who's going to listen to scientists?
Do they know that they've just hamstrung their first responders? I've been working in wildland fire and ecological restoration for over 15 years. I don't know how it's going to work to fill important, necessary jobs. And now those people are gone, so they're going to be struggling to accomplish their goals that are laid out by Congress that they have to be doing. Everyone who got the letters was insulted because we're all in positions that we've been working for many years to get.
I have spent 20 years pursuing a career as a federal employee in the discipline of a wildlife biologist. I've had to claw my way through this career, and they keep saying that they're trimming the fat, but the problem is they're also trimming the muscle.
We are not all working from home in our pajamas, and this blatant assault on the federal workforce is going to affect you, whether it's your neighbor, your family. We are just like you, and we are not the enemy.
A lot of federal workers.
Man, hey, Babylon is being broken down, man.
Mhm.
Right? Real quick, let me grab the scripture here. Isaiah 19:15. It says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do." Right? So we're actually seeing again the breakdown of Babylon, man. And this is all being done intentionally, all right, to bring forth chaos, man. You know? And there's another one I want to bring, because we told you again, and we've been repeating this, that trust in Egypt has led to your shame and confusion. All right, this is going to affect everybody across the board, right? Sirach 5:7, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, come forth. And look how these things are happening suddenly. All right, people are suddenly getting fired, losing jobs, right? Losing their so-called careers. All right, just like that. You know, it says, "Suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, come forth, and in thy security thou should be destroyed. All right. Hey, we talked about the job security. All right, that's being removed. All right, the comfort. All right, that high paying job you had or whatever the case was. All these years you went to school to get this so-called education to get this particular job, and now you're being terminated. Right? It says, "Suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou should be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance." Right. So this is why we've been screaming to you Israelites, especially, to repent, man. Okay, to come back to the Lord before it's too late, man. Because you see what's going on here, man. This guy Trump is going on a rampage. He's just cutting shit out. He's imprisoning people. All right, he's not even abiding by the law, man. All right, he's in a full blown dictatorship, man. Okay, so this shit is gonna get. We told you this shit is getting ugly out here, man. And time is running out for you Israelites. All right, you got it out.
Kind of add to you. This is Isaiah chapter 36:6. Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And this is just what we're seeing, man. Our people put their trust in America and Trump, and look what that's got them, man. You know, it's a lot of jakes that's affected by this, this federal government, cuts that they're doing. A lot of niggas is getting, fired, laid off. Their lives are being affected by this, man. It's only gonna get worse, man. Because as we're telling you, Babylon is breaking down, man. And like you said, Trump, he's on a rampage, man. He's literally doing whatever he wants. And we saw the beginning of that when he first got in office. What was he doing? He was going after all those different people that tried to prosecute him and lock him up. He got them up out of there. All right, all the people that were speaking ill about him, he came after them. So now he's got all the opposition out the way. Now he set his sights on Jake, and he's been doing exactly what he said he was going to do, and that's trying to get you niggas back in that slavery state, man.
Man, real quick, I got one. Isaiah 19, same chapter, Isaiah 19:4. All right. Matter of fact, we'll start up. Isaiah 19:3.
Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, Yahushua, Shalom, Chakarash, Bakatam.
So this is Isaiah 19:3. It says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof." All right. People are losing their hope in Babylon. All right. Like the lesson that I did earlier, this major cover-up of the Epstein files is causing people to lose faith in the government, man.
Right.
And for them to shut the whole case down is a big deal. Okay, what was tied to that shit? Sex trafficking, little kids getting murdered. All right, getting snatched up and raped, man. Okay, getting sacrificed and shit. A lot of wickedness was tied to that. For them to say, "Look, we got the files on our desk," and they don't have the files, and they just shut the case down. Hey, that's a bunch of bullshit, man, and people are mad about that, man.
Yeah, there's hella videos that's circulating, and then walking out the office with this is the Trump files, volume 1. Right. And then what happened to that 1,000 page things that they sent out that was all redacted names and all that? That was fake. So this list that apparently was real for this number of years now just magically disappeared.
Come on, man.
But what it is Trump was covering things up, man.
Yeah.
Because when Elon Musk made the tweet talking about Trump was on Epstein Island too, all these damn people was on there, man. Elon Musk was probably there too with his nasty ass, man.
Facts.
But I had this picture. I don't. We gotta send it, but try to see it. But this is Trump. It says this is Trump with Ghislaine Maxwell's Jayish Mafia dad. Maxwell was Epstein's U.S. handler. Les Maxner, past CEO of Victoria's Secrets, was Epstein's U.S. financial backer. This child sex ring is entirely U.S. and was and is used by Mossad Israel to blackmail our politicians. So this was a small hat, $1 billion industry. So they're not gonna let Trump blow that up, man.
Facts. So
there's major moves being made with the whole Epstein thing, and it's multiple Epstein. It's not just that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a bad look all around, right? But again, it's the Lord is bringing that great shame out, man. All right, let me finish this out real fast. It's Isaiah 19:3. Again, it says, "In the spirit of Egypt." All right, this is speaking about America. We're in spiritual Egypt. "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof." All right, the examples that we made, the video we just saw. All right, the jobs getting cut, people losing faith and hope in the system and the government. They don't trust the president and the politicians. All right, it's all tied into that. It says, "Therefore, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards," right? Because we're in a heavy time of occultism and witchcraft, idolatry. All right, people are tapping into these different types of mediums and spirits, all right, to try to save themselves and save Babylon. It's not going to work. It says, verse 4, the point, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord," all right? "And a fierce king shall rule over them," right? Going into pretty much you see with Trump. All right, he's that cruel Lord, that fierce king. It says, "A fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah of hosts," right? So you got Trump doing what the hell he want to do. You got this AI that has full regulation of everything right now. The Palantir, the surveillance. All right, what's the guy, Peter Thiel? You know, the founder of the Palantir and all of that. How they had those technocrat guys that got elevated to top positions in the military. All right, so we are here at the point of the of that beast system being fully established right before our face, man. You know, you have somebody tell us one.
La.
Okay, Khan.
Can I answer you real quick?
Yeah, you got it, brother.
It's that Isaiah 19:4. When you read the David Guzik biblical commentary, it says, when it speaks on the Egyptians, I will give into the hands of a cruel Lord. It says the Most High may judge a nation through their leadership in two ways. First, by removing competent leadership. Second, by giving them cruel and oppressive rulers. This is a curse and a judgment to any people. So this is what we see took place, right? They removed the competent leaders and they replaced them with rulers who ultimately are working for the globalists, man, right? They have nothing but global agendas in mind, And I believe Klaus Schwab pretty much said they don't want leadership that has their own motives. They want leadership that's going to follow their motives, man.
Yeah, because like everybody keeps saying, all right, America is nothing more than an extension of Israel, because Israel controls and operates everything for their best interest. So what we're seeing Trump doing, he's literally a pawn for the small hats, man. Like brother the elder brought out the video. He converted to Judaism, so he's the first small hat president. He's pledged his allegiance to them, which is why everything that he's doing, it benefits Israel in the long run, not the American people.
Mm-hmm. And that's why people are pissed off, because they see that these leaders that weren't even elected in office, that weren't even voted in, they don't give a fuck about the people, man.
Nope.
Okay, it's all about the so-called globalist agenda. All right, the forwarding of the mindset of the elites, man. All right, so guys like Trump and the rest of these technocrats, all right, they're all basically, the puppets, if you will, for the elites, man, to bring in this system as we see it. You have something, bro?
Wow.
Okay, go ahead.
Just laying back on that commentary that the brother read for Isaiah 19:3. This is 19:4. This is Jeremiah 49:7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? You see, and that's what we see, right? These devils don't have any wisdom in how they're operating the fashion of the earth, right? And how they're trying to establish this NWO, this hegemony that they're going to try and operate under Satanism. You see, and these people are suffering under the guise of this devil trying to set up this pseudo kingdom. That's why everything is about to backfire on this devil, man.
Absolutely. Since you said that, let me get that real quick. This is Psalm, the 7th chapter, right? This is Psalm chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end." All right, and that's how we feel. All right, we're ready for this thing to finally end. The Lord to bring destruction to this place, man. It says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous power trieth the hearts and reins." Verse 10, "My defense is of power, which saveth the upright in heart." All right, and the upright in heart are the ones that are crying out, man. You know, the ones that are crying out for true justice. Okay, it says, verse 11, "Yahweh Shemel Shai judges the righteous, and Yahweh Shemel Shai is angry with the wicked every day." Right, so just know and understand, as these devils continue to boast in their pride and their technology and what they're going to do and how they're going to rule the world in wickedness, they're not going to win in the end. Right? Verse 12, "If he turn not, he will whet his sword. If he bent," it says, "he bent his bow. He had bent his bow and made it ready going into the missiles, man. Nuclear war. All these things are being made ready right now, man." Okay. I think the body count I was reading the other day from the Russian and Ukrainian war that was going on, I think it surpassed like 1 million, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of people, a lot of casualties in that proxy war. Okay. It says, verse 13, "He have also prepared him the instruments of death. He have ordained his arrows against the persecutors," which again is going into the ICBM nuclear missiles. Verse 14, "Behold, he travaileth with iniquity. He have conceived mischief and have brought forth falsehood." Going back to this man's system, the AI, the Palantir, this New World Order. All right, because remember, as you see it now, the AI is like it's been likened to an idol, man. You know, that's the ruling authority, if you will, right now, man. All right. Remember when Trump got into office, what did he establish? The $500 billion program for the what was it called? The Stargate or whatever it was called, Starlink.
Stargate.
You know. So it says he behold he travaileth with iniquity, and it conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood, and we see that now. It says he had made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing should come down upon his own pay. So, like you were saying, everything he's doing is pretty much going to backfire on his ass. All right. It may look good right now. He may think that he's about to win, but ultimately the Lord is getting ready to turn it all around on him. Right. So let's play this. If the brothers have anything else you want to add in real quick.
I did real fast to quantify, if I may, because like you have read in that Isaiah 19 and 15,
Yep.
You know, as we played that video earlier, you know, with these federal government jobs that are being cut and how there's not going to be any work, that doesn't point toward a society that's going to thrive.
Right.
You know, that points toward a society that's on a downward trajectory.
Absolutely.
Right. You actually had Jerome Powell a few months ago talk about how they're America is going to potentially reach maximum employment, you know, at this state in the economy. But with these jobs being taken out, that's going to hurt the civil infrastructure. I got a real quick precept. Isaiah 14 and 11, it says that pomp is brought down to the grave. It's speaking of that pride, the American pride, and the noise of thy vials. It said the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, speaking of the corrosion of the country. Yep. And as we see these different government jobs, some of them is bullshit, right? That's being taken out. But you do like that lady said, the fat is being cut out, but at the same time, you're cutting out the meat. You see? So say that again.
The muscle, she said.
The muscle. Yep. So now, not only is that going to come with jobs that are going to be lost, but that's also going to forward the corrosion of society. The civil infrastructure is going to continue to go downward.
Yep, that's it. And like you read in that chapter, when you go into that word worms as well, it goes into corruption too. Okay, look at the corruption that's going on in the government, man. Prime example, the Epstein files, man. Right. How these Edomites are internally divided. Okay, there's been a lot of in-house fighting lately. I forgot the names of the guys that's in there that's around, you know, Trump's cabinet, his circle, right? But a lot of them don't agree on things, man. You know, you had different sensitive information getting leaked out. You know, the different war plans. All right, you had people who were fired from the feds, the CIA, FBI that were leaking out sensitive intel to the other nations about what the next moves are going to be. Okay, so it's a lot of shit going on, you know, within these devils, man. All right, so that's how you know that's another aspect of like you said, the corruption, you know, the corrosion. Okay, so America is fitted for destruction, you know.
Yeah, it's that prophecy about the Egyptian against the Egyptian.
Con. Yep. Let's play this real fast.
Donald Trump decided today that they're done making the penny. Sounds good in theory. He's also framed himself as the most pro-crypto president of all time, has started his own coin since becoming president. In theory, it all seems good, right? He's got our backs. He wants us to have freedom. But I'm telling you right now that all of this digital currency is going to make us slaves to the system. It's going to make it so that everything you do is tracked and so that everything you say can be used against you to shut off the financial system against you. This is the beginning of the mark of the beast. This is proof that Jesus is returning soon. Because we know that as the beast rises, he will make it so that no man can buy or sell save he have the mark of the beast or the number of his name. And if you don't comply, it's just a simple flip of a switch and your financial future disappears for good. This seems like a good thing. It seems exciting to people to go totally digital, but I'm telling you right now, it's the end of your freedom completely. If you weren't already being tracked, if you weren't already being watched, if you weren't already losing your freedom of speech, imagine when it's just a click of a button to turn you off completely from the financial system, and there is no other form of payment. You think you got problems now? You're going to have much bigger problems later. Imagine when the bank starts charging you interest to hold your money because you can't take it out. Imagine when the banks get together and say, hey, we're going to charge a holding interest. What are you going to do about it? Take it out? You can't.
2 words, straight gate. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And these Christians, hey, these Christians can see what's wrong with the hell. What the hell's wrong with these camps, man? As we said before, we had to bring that video back. But it's like, man, this thing is so painfully obvious to see right now, man. You know, just linking that up with what we just heard here. All right. Palantir ex-employee warns WEF link company launching American social credit score system worse than China. Boom. Oh, you got it. If you want to speak on it.
They're just showing that's total control, man. This is the beast system that talks about in Revelation the 13th chapter, man. That's the end goal of why you see everything going like it's going. When Trump brought Elon Musk in with Doge, yeah, they were doing, a lot of that cutting, to the federal government jobs. But at the end of the day, what they was really doing was going and taking all that data, all right, and pretty much storing it up. That's why I had this in the group chat the other day. It says the Trump administration has launched a national citizenship verification system merging personal data from DHS, SSA, IRS, state DMVs, and other federal agencies into a centralized searchable database developed with Palantir. Mm-hmm. So this is setting the B system up, man, to where you're going to be tracked, traced, and like the guy was saying, if you pretty much oppose the system, they have the power to turn off your chip or lower your social credit score to the point to where you'll be living in miserable conditions, versus how everybody else will be, man. Gotcha. So this is where we at with it.
In your face, man. All right.
I have a little bit of info on that the penny, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. It says phasing out the penny means the U.S. Mint will stop producing the 1 cent coin, leading to gradual decline in their circulation. It says while existing pennies, which is the AI overview Google search, it says while existing pennies will remain legal tender, businesses will likely begin rounding cash transactions to the nearest 5 cents, effectively phasing out the penny's use in daily transactions. It says more detailed breakdown. It says in a production, legal tender, rounding transactions. It says impact on pricing. Then it says shift to digital payments. And it says the The phasing out of the penny also coincides with the increasing prevalence of digital and electronic payments, which are not affected by rounding. So pretty much it's the start of them trying to go over to digital. And I got a quick precept if I can.
Go
This
ahead.
is Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him." And essentially, those that don't want to repent out of this society, that's essentially where it will lead to where they will be taking a charagma to be pretty much conduct themselves in this society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I got something real quick. Hey, read Habakkuk 2:5 real fast.
Okay. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, "Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people."
Yeah, so that's Esau, and I was looking it up because it just came to mind. I looked it up in the chat GPT. Can't pull it up here, but I have it on my other tab here. But the part where it says, "But he gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people," it says here in the chat GPT, it says, this describes Babylon's conquest, bringing many nations under its control. Heaping unto him, it says, heaping unto him all people implies mass control or oppression, taking ownership of people as if they are resources. Man, come on. Is that not what's going on with the AI here and the social credit scores?
Yep.
Okay. And then when they implement that chip, what are they going to have the ability to do? Mass control, oppression, as I said, taking ownership of people as if they are resources. Man, you become the you're going to be the cattle. All right, that's the whole purpose of the chip, as we've been talking about, to own you, to track you, to watch you. All right, as you heard the Edomites say, they'll have the ability to cut you off. Okay, Revelation 13, verses 15 through 18, full effect right here, man. Okay, there's no arguing against it, man. It's here. Though it tarry away for it, it should surely come. It will not tarry. Right? You got it out. You got it. Let me go back.
Go back to Habakkuk.
No. I'm gonna go back to this read here. I got you. All right. So anyway, back in the read, it says Palantir ex-employee warns WEF linked company launching American social credit score system. All right. Again, welcome to the beast. First in China. All right. Let's read a little bit here. It says Palantir's AI surveillance platform makes China's social credit score system look innocent by comparison, according to a former company insider who is now warning that the United States is quietly handing over unprecedented control of its citizens' data to private defense contractors with links to Bilderberg and the World Economic Forum. All right, that's your so-called globalists, your elite. It says, quote, "This is not communist China. It is the United States of America, the so-called land of the free, and our citizens are being contracted out to a private entity. That's the part that should terrify all of us," said Juan Sebastian Pinto, a former Palantir employee who helped market the company's battlefield and surveillance technologies.
Yeah, because if you pay attention to everything that Trump is doing, the question that you should be asking is, who is he doing this for? Because it's not for the benefit of the American people. So it's obviously an agenda that he's doing for someone. So when you start putting the puzzle pieces together, it shows you that Trump is a puppet, man.
That's it.
Yep.
It says Pinto, who worked on the very platforms now being deployed to surveil and control American citizens, said he left the company after realizing the full scope of his ambitions. Right? It says among the tools he helped promote were AI-driven kill chains, systems designed to automatically identify and eliminate targets using massive amounts of real-time data. It says those same tools, he warns, are now being integrated into domestic agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, the CDC, and the IRS to create a system designed to achieve globalist ambitions of an American social credit score system. It says, I'll read this last part I passed to. It says, quote, I simply cannot live in a world where my grandchildren have to be processed through a database where their everyday activities, including social media posts as citizens, are tracked, collected, and used for authoritarian governments policing database. Pencil told NPR. You got it, Doc.
Yeah, so does this not sound familiar? Does this not sound like the same thing Edward Snowden was saying when he was exposing, the nefarious things that the government was doing?
Yep.
Because as you may mention, you got these, people that were in these top positions coming out and speaking out against what's being said because they see the end result, man. Because unlike Jake, they don't realize that these lower Edomites that's on the bottom of the totem pole, they understand that they're not going to have a place in this new world order. All right, they feel that they've been cheated out their kingdom, so this is why they're speaking up, which leads to this scripture right here. Yep. This is Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, because all these dudes are doing are just validating what we've been saying through the scriptures. Start with the elders and apostles for years, man.
Yep.
When we speak about the MOTB, the B system and all this, it's not something that's just going to just rise up from the ground and just appear out of nowhere. No, they have to put these things in places to pretty much be set up. So everything Trump is doing is building blocks to get us to that point to where this system is being put in place, man.
Yep.
Palantir didn't just come out the blue. This has been something they've been using. Because like the elders was bringing out, how do you think they were able to find where these damn Iranian leaders are? Just randomly find a place, blow it up, and it just happen to be one of the leaders. No, they're doing that because they're able to look into where they are, man. This is the left hand technology they've been blessed with, man.
Yep. Exactly. I got something I want to pull up here. I'm trying to find a more recent one. Bear with me 1 second.
You got something?
If I could, Zaquan, real quick.
Yep.
Because you had brought up that Habakkuk 2:5. So I asked the ChatGPT how that parallels to the social credit score system. And it said here, the insatiable control says he enlargeth his desire as hell and cannot be satisfied. Like an unending appetite for data and control in the social credit system, the figure in Habakkuk is never content. Mm-hmm. This represents regimes or systems that continually expand their surveillance and power, no matter how much they already dominate.
Yeah, because I can speak to that, because look what happened since 9/11 till now. They'll use the excuse of how they're doing this for foreign threats, but the thought never comes to realization where they can use this on their own people, and they've been doing that since 9/11, man.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Patriot Act, and they went a year later and revised it to the Patriot Act too. So they've been collecting data on the people. This is why you got Big Brother. This is why they look through the computers, the phones, the smart TVs. They've always been spying on you, man.
Yeah, and I found this video right here. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is like it's animated, but it's still on point. Check this out.
What if I told you that government agents are walking around with regular phones that instantly tell them who you are just by taking your picture? This isn't a movie. This is real. And it's happening right now in America. Immigration agents now carry an app called Mobile Fortify that can scan your face or fingerprints and know who you are in seconds. They can do this.
Hey, that was Black Mirror, right?
Just thinking that.
I forgot the name of the episode, but they had this shit. They had it where people had the social media platforms. They were able to take their phones and scan who you are, have your whole profile and identity. We here, man.
Yeah.
This shit crazy. Right? Knowledge shall increase, right?
Man.
Called Mobile Fortify that can scan your face or fingerprints and know who you are in seconds. They can do this anywhere, on the street, at your job, even at protests. The scary part? Most Americans have no idea this exists. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this works and why everyone should be worried about it. Let me explain Mobile Fortify. It's like having a super-powered ID scanner in your phone. Here's how it works. An ICE agent points their phone camera at someone, takes a picture of their face or fingerprints. The app then searches huge government databases to find out who that person is. Within seconds, the agent knows if you've ever traveled outside the U.S., been arrested, or had a contact with immigration. All from just pointing.
The video's lagging a little bit.
For real? Okay, hold on. I'll play it back. It's always some shit. All right, let me know if it does it again.
Okay.
An ICE agent points their phone camera at someone and takes a picture of their face or fingerprints. The app then searches huge government databases to find out who that person is. Within seconds, the agent knows if you've ever traveled outside the U.S., been arrested, or had any contact with immigration. All from just pointing a phone at you. This app was secretly given to thousands of ICE agents across the entire country. They didn't announce it. They didn't ask permission. We only found out because someone leaked internal emails. Think about that. The government gave agents a tool to instantly identify anyone, and they kept it completely secret from the public. Before, agents needed special fingerprint machines or had to bring people to a police station to identify them. Now they can do it anywhere with just their phone. At a traffic stop, outside your house, or even while you're walking down the street. To understand why this is so powerful, you need to know what databases this app searches. First, it searches photos from when people enter or leave the United States. If you've traveled internationally in recent years, your photo is probably in this database. Second, it searches a fingerprint database with records on over 320 million people. That's almost everyone in America, plus millions of visitors and immigrants. Here's the problem. This information wasn't collected.
Yeah, it's slowing up a little bit. Give me 1 second. I'm going to play it back.
To spy on people walking around America. It was collected when people legally crossed borders or applied for visas. Now the government is using that same data to identify people on American streets. It's like if the DMV started using your driver's license photo to track you everywhere you go. Because this runs on a regular phone with internet, agents can access all this information anywhere. In your neighborhood, at the mall, during a protest, anywhere they want. The government has turned every ICE agent's phone into a portable surveillance device that can identify almost anyone in America. Here's the problem. This information wasn't collected to spy on people walking around America. It was collected when people legally crossed borders or applied for visas. Now the government is using that same data to identify people on American streets. It's like if the DMV started using your driver's license photo to track you everywhere you go. Because this runs on a regular phone with internet, agents can access all this information anywhere. In your neighborhood, at the mall, during a protest, anywhere they want. The government has turned every ICE agent's phone into a portable surveillance device that can identify almost anyone in America. Here's where things get really concerning. Nobody knows if this is actually legal. There are no laws that specifically say the government can or can't use facial recognition apps like this. Congress has never voted on whether ICE should be able to scan people's faces on the street. The Constitution says the government can't search you without a good reason. But when an agent points their phone at you and scans your face, is that a search? Most lawyers think it is, but courts haven't decided yet. The government can definitely take your photo when you cross the border. That's allowed. But using those same photos to identify you when you're just walking around your own neighborhood, that's a totally different situation.
There you go. So again, welcome to the beast, right? And we go back because as I had brought this out before, all right, when you look up this word Palantir, this name, all right, it says here from the AI, it says Palantir is a fictional magical crystal ball from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. It says used for seeing far off places and communicating with others. It says the term comes from the Elvish language meaning far sight or watch over, right? So again, as that makes you think about the all-seeing eye. You know, as you talked about earlier, priest, the big brother and all of that. You know, scripture said that he shall watch over the cities. I'll get that real quick too. That's Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. Let's bring that back out too. All right. So there's no more denying that we're at this point at all. All right. Anybody speaking otherwise is compromised, man. Period. This is Jeremiah 5 and 6. It says, wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. It says a leopard shall watch over their cities. All right. Going into the technology here. All right, this AI, this Palantir, the social credit score system. Okay, it says, and that leopard, going back to Esau, a leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. All right, so this is it. You know, what you brothers got? You want to add in there?
Khan, I have something, if I may.
Yep.
Because this is just revealing who the son of perdition is as well. You know?
Absolutely.
The fact that this devil is working in the fashion in which he is, you know, this is what we were forewarned to look for. We're in that season where this devil is being shown to be who he is, as the scriptures say. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, that day speaking of the day of salvation, right? Except there come a falling away first, referencing 70 AD.
That's right.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And when we go into the word perdition, the word perdition means destruction, right? And we see the destructive path that this devil is laying out into the earth to establish his NWO, to set himself up as God. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is the Most High. So we're seeing this devil operate in his fashion with all of these problems in the earth. What is his focus on? Further control. It's not on homelessness. It's not on fixing the problems in the earth, such as pollutants and things of that nature. No, he's saying, fuck all that. I'm about to establish my hegemony in this earth right now, right? Where I'm going to be totally in control of everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like if I could add to that, because just look what they're doing in Babylon right now, man. All the money that could be used to fix, the homelessness, hunger and all that, they're putting all this money into ICE, then the persecuting of the tribes, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're at that point. Anything else?
I wanted to say too, I got this quote right here. It says the phrase art imitates life, it says, is a long-lasting concept suggesting that creative works often reflect real-world experiences, emotions, and situations. It says it implies that artists draw inspiration from life, and pretty much why I wanted to say that was because the Palantir, that was from the movie, Lord of the Rings, but then also in that same movie, they had like the all-seeing eye. So pretty much what Esau do is he'll put his plans, into pretty much entertainment. And these people are too, they don't have the spirit dwelling with them to understand ultimately, what's going on. But pretty much the point that art imitates life, it pretty much conveys what's going on in prophecy or what's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called the revelation of the method.
Yep.
That predictive programming, they put these things out here to show you, because when they make these movies and shows, it's to communicate amongst the other illuminated ones. So they've been telling you what they've been wanting to do really since Hollywood began. Where you think they get the scripts from, man? These FBI, CIA files, different experiments and plans. They're letting it be known what they're thinking about behind the scenes. They just made it, theatrical for the people to see, and they look at it as entertainment, but it's really them telling you, like the Hunger Games, Handmaid's Tale, which I hear is pretty much like similar to that, but different things like this, showing you the society they're about to set up, man. This is about to be real life.
Facts. Right here, man. Let's see. I'm just looking up something real quick. I looked up that Revelation 3 and 10 about the hour of temptation. Just wanted to see what would pop up on the chat GPT. All right. Because we're going to enter into that time of trial and tribulation. Straight gate, man. Nothing that stands out. Nothing that really stands out. But I'll read the scripture though. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. So that hour of temptation is going to involve, pretty much that chip, man. All right. And as you see this system, this AI system that's being established, all right, this is going to be all tied into that trial as well, man. All right. The social credit scores. Because imagine this. Imagine, you receive, a call or whatever the case is, whatever. They contact you saying that, look, your access to buying and selling has been cut off, or you can no longer access a bank account because of a social media post you posted 10 years ago or some shit or whatever. That's the type of time we're living in, man. Something that you said, a comment that you made on a video, all right, blocked you from receiving money or getting a paycheck or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be tied into that trial, man. You're not getting the chip, you're not bowing down to the system, right? And this thing is going to try the world. All nations are on board with this system, man. So don't get fooled. Like, everybody's on board with this thing, man.
Yeah, like that dude with Chief Ephraim tried to say, just because China and Russia don't agree with Babylon, that doesn't change that the system being set up is still all the same. Everybody's still going digital. Everybody, they call it a new world order, not a new American order or whatever. It's the world, because all the world is going the same way. But like you made mention of earlier, these Edomites that's in power, they're having disagreements on exactly how they want to bring it in. But nonetheless, the plan is still the same about putting everybody under this digital slavery. Because you made mention about that hour of temptation. This goes back to what your woman had made mention earlier, because when Esau restricts or cuts off access to your average everyday living, that's a lot of these people are going to panic. They're going to go run down and get that chip, because they're not going to know how to survive off the grid. They're not going to know how to, call on the Lord and rely on Him to provide for you. So their first inkling is run down to Daddy Esau and do what he tells you, man. Yeah. I got a precept to add to you. This is Revelation chapter 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Yep. And this is what's being set up. All right. Esau Edom has been given the opportunity to bring in a new world order, which we're seeing that Roman Empire being rebuilt, but it's a technological Rome now, man, to where you're going to be subjected to the database that he has set up. This is why he's taking everybody's data and information and stored it in the cloud, man, because he has information on everybody now, man.
Yep.
You know, he has your bank account, your medical history, all right, your stuff that you look up on the computer. You know, he knows your whole habits. Why do you think whenever you get on your phone, stuff that you talk about in your average everyday walk, it's a fucking ad or something being, because they're always listening to you. That's they know you in and out. They know your likes. They know what you lean towards. So this is why this new world order system is all predicated upon them controlling you, man. And if you don't want to comply, like it says in the bottom part, it says that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, which means you're going to be cut off. Yeah, some of us are actually going to die, but the most part, if you don't align with the direction the world is going, you're not going to be able to function in the new world, which is why you see them people making statements like, if you refuse to integrate with AI, then you're going to be exterminated by 2030, man. You know?
Yep. You're gonna be left. You're gonna be left behind. They said.
Yeah,
right.
Because society always does that. You look at, for example, look how television used to be. Television used to be that big ass block TV. So it went to the TV with the big ass the butt in the back. Now you got fucking flat screen TVs, man.
Yep.
You know, and all those prior models that people tried to hold on to, they eventually got phased out to where you couldn't keep using them no more, man. The VCR, the radio, even the old cell phones, you eventually had to acquiesce to the new that they put out, man. So this chip is no different.
That's it, man. Yep. Give them warning for me.
Hey, like a good example, the brother up in I think it's Rochester, about the thing out with the social security that came out around the time of the Great Depression. You had a lot of people that was resisting it because they thought that was going to lead to the mark of the beast. Yep. But what happened? They eventually had to get it. So this is that new system that they're going to roll out as well.
Yep. It's time. Time is now, man.
I had a quick point I wanted to make right quick. Just feed into the spirit. Everything that we see this devil doing, understanding his God complex. This is like him, taking the glory of the left hand to another level.
Yep.
Him trying to pretty much say, look, I'm the one that's in control. I'm the one that's going to govern creation, and replace the Most High. This is his psyche, and that's why, as we read in Revelations 3:10, right, we're, Lord willing, we be a part of the elect. We're going to be preserved from the hour of temptation, right? Because these people that are not in the covering of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, if you outside of that parameter, you're not going to have any defense against what this devil is preparing to bring.
That's right.
You see, I had a quick precept. This is Isaiah chapter 59:19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." You see, and with this beast system that's being set up, all of this data that's going to be utilized to try and bottleneck the people into this system, right, and to cut off people, as we read about in Revelations 13, to pretty much be X'd out of society, the Lord is going to have to lift up that standard for his elect, to be preserved through these times.
Yep, miracles are definitely fitting for this time. By the way things are going, this man, like you said, this man is glorifying and raising up that left hand, right? So we're definitely about to see things happen within the right hand. Can I get something real quick too to add on to that point? All right, and Lord willing, we live to see that. Okay, this is Sirach 36. Just thinking about that. All right, because how about Shimei Shah? He's about to raise up the right hand. We're about to see power, right? This is Sirach 36 in verse 1. It says, "Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power Yahweh Shimei Shah of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee." Verse 3, "Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power." It says, "As thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us." So the Lord is going to stand for his men, right? He's going to stand for the elect, all right, the true believers, the upright in heart. Verse 5, "And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no God but only thou, O power. Verse 6, show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. See? Verse 7, raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. All right, Esau is he's going down, man. Okay, no matter what he does. Esau is going down right along with his fucking AI. All right. Verse 8, it says, make the time short. Remember the covenant. Let them declare thy wonderful works. All right. And I'm gonna pull that up in a second too, about the earth, spinning faster. A couple of brothers did lessons on it, but I'll pull that up as well. All right. It says, make the time short. Remember the covenant. Let them declare thy wonderful works. Verse 9. Let them that escape be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. See that? It says, verse 10, smite asunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say, there is none other but we. And this is what these devils are saying now, that there is no other power but them. They put themselves in the position as the Most High, man. And that's blasphemy. Right, and they're gonna have to give account for that, man. All right. So again, like the brother said on the comment board earlier, man, what a heavy time to be alive, man. All right, we're watching this stuff happen, man. Right, and I want to pull that up. Les brothers got some more precepts to add in there. All right, but I want to pull up that article about the world spinning faster. All right, because as we read in Sirach 36 and verse 8, it said, "Make the time short," and that's what the Lord is doing. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So it says, this is from Vice. All right. So it says, Earth is about to start spinning faster. Hear what it means for us. So it says, over the next few months, Earth is expected to spin slightly faster than usual, shaving off tiny slivers of time from our days. It says, on July 9th and July 22nd and August 5th, the planet's rotation will speed up just enough to make each day between 1.3 and 1.51 milliseconds shorter than the standard 86,400 seconds, as Live Science reported. It says, and this is the Lord that's doing this. It says, yeah, that's the point, So the point is that the Lord is speeding up the days for the elect's sake, man. Bottom line.
Yeah,
right?
there's a point in there. I saw it talking about you won't feel it. And that's cap, because we do feel it. Because like the scriptures say, the Lord is speeding up the days for the elect's sake. We can literally feel the time moving faster. Because hey, me and your one was talking about this last week or the week before. Hey, when you on your day to day and you moving around, you look down and it's like half your day is gone already, and you ain't even doing nothing different, man.
Right.
So this goes to show you, like, this shit, we do feel it, and this is the Spirit of the Lord that's doing this, man.
Con. That's right, man. Heavy times, man. That's pretty much all I got. Brothers, got anything else?
Yeah, Cornwall got something.
Yeah, I was just gonna read this real quick because there's another article off of Natural News. It's touching on the topic, and pretty much it says scientists remain puzzled by the cause of the acceleration. So this is just showing you that this is all the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Because Esau prides himself in being able to pinpoint, right, the causes of all these different events,
right?
But this is something he knows he has no influence over.
Mm-hmm.
God. That's right, man. Anything else?
I had enough.
That's it. All right, well, we'll keep it there, man. That's pretty much the point. Just wanted to bring out, some few points here. At the end of the day, all right, we're approaching the end of the world, which is the end of Esau's world. Again, what a beautiful time to be alive. Hey, the Lord is working a mighty work in the earth. All right, we have all of these different, spiritual faith boosters to keep our faith alive and on fire, man. Because the time is short, as you see. Romans 13:11. I saw a brother post that. Salvation is nearer than we believe. There's another point I saw too. They were saying that some type of object is speeding towards Earth. Like I forgot at the speed, but it said it was like 20 miles wide or stuff like that. So we know that Yahweh Shai and the angels are on the way.
That's right.
Right. There's no denying that. All right. There's more, as you see it online, there's more declassification of the UFO, so-called chariots of the Lord. That has Esau and shambles. All right. How they can't explain how these things move and all of that. So there's a lot of divine things that are happening. All right. Which all determine the end of this hegemony, man. So, hey, just keep your faith alive. We're in that time. It's getting ready to go down, and Yahweh Shai Shai is on his way back. So yeah, we'll close it out. This lesson was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. He's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.